The video you are looking at is not from the 1960s. It's in 2021. It's the Brij Maharaj Automobile and Heritage Museum in San Fernando, a place where you get a blast from the past. The museum is over 5 years old and stands between the history of yesteryear and today. It all started many years ago when Brij Maharaj, a businessman, started collecting all these classics and started to restore them one by one. By the way, they are all roadworthy. From the 1929 Model T Ford to a classic that some of us would have only seen in the movies, the Model A Ford. The collection at the museum does not stop there. All right, so today on this episode of InspireTT, we are in Vista Bella at Brij Maharaj Automobile and Heritage Museum here. Brij, how long have you been collecting these, not just cars, but the heritage of Trinidad and Tobago and by extension the world?
Probably about 50 years now.
What is the inspiration behind collecting these beauties as we see just around us?
Well, it started, say, about 50 years ago. In those days, I used to buy these cars for my personal use, some of it really for my personal use, and would resell them sometime and would keep some. And eventually I kept some over the years. It was easy to come by and easy to buy also, and easy to sell. So I would keep some and, restore, because of, financial constraint and whatnot, I had to get rid of some. So I kept what I could afford, and here it just grew.
So we know that this collection was normally a private thing. I know that you're now allowing people to come and travel down memory lane as to regards to the automobile industry and our bits and tits of heritage. Tell me something, how many cars have you restored and are actually in the museum now that the public can come and see?
Well, between cars and motorcycles, we have about 20 pieces, about 30 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So tell me something, Brij. Moving on to having the Model T Ford, which is actually a classic, coming into the Model A and coming into the Vauxhall. All these cars here, what's the era and the time period that we would have seen some of these cars on our nation roads?
Okay, well, as for the Model T, we saw that from the turn of the century to 1929.
Wow.
Really, and from 1928, we saw the Model A came in for a few years, and after that, we saw different cars was coming in. But Trinidad had all the cars, we had it here. Mm-hmm. In those days. It had plenty companies used to import and sell these cars.
So the restoration process, how was that been? Because that's a tedious task. And you yourself taking on that task. How does that go, and how do you manage that process?
Well, we kind of made it simple because we tried to do it to our best knowledge and to the best, so it would last a long time. Mm-hmm. If you practice to do something well,
yeah,
you would come perfect in doing it well. And if you practice to do something not too well, you would come perfect in doing it not too well. Mm-hmm. So we tried to do it well. So it would last a long time.
Just to let you guys know that all these models or cars that we're seeing here from the pre-1920s come up to the 1950s, 60s, 70s, they all actually work. All these cars are roadworthy.
Yes, and we do drive them time to time.
Can you imagine? And what's the kind of feedback you get from people seeing you? Because obviously, if you stop with this Chevy at a traffic light and I'm next to you, I'll be like,
yeah, well, people always get excited when they see old cars.
Yeah, you could imagine. But tell me something, Brij. We have seen these model cars here now and going back to what we know, what we now drive, as someone who deal with the new model cars, the old model cars, how do you see the transition of cars, especially on the nation roads, so where we are today?
The new cars are more safe. You know, we have more safety features in the new car. Braking, steering, you know, you call it, is a safer car. In those days, we didn't have seat belts even. So, but even the old car, we tried to make it a bit safer than it was to drive it also. Like we installed seat belts and whatnot.
So tell me something, the museum, where did the idea come from? Because I know you had the collection, and what would have made you want to make this a public thing?
Okay, well, we started collecting and we had a lot of stuff. And we always wanted to donate it to a museum in San Fernando where it could be shown. But that didn't come to pass. So in 2014 or 15 year, we decided that we would open a museum and display it for ourselves. And we had a ceremony, opening ceremony done by the mayor, then Mayor San Fernando, and we had historian, I think even you was here.
Yeah, I was here.
Yeah, present here.
Yes.
For the opening.
So tell me something, Brij, where do you go next, you know, because we have seen from, I mean, I've been here before and I've seen the collection grow. What's the next step? Do you go hunting for these cars? People donate? How do you go about it?
No, we don't go hunting. People seeing our track record, some people will call and ask us if we're interested in certain pieces. And we go for it that way. But to go hunting, no. If something come our way, we would do it right.
Okay. So, just for our viewing public, we are here at Brij Maharaj Automobile and Heritage Museum in Vistabella. And for those watching the content, you know, you can go share it to your pages, share it to your personal page, share it to a friend, share it to anyone. You could make a beautiful comment. You could even go to Brij Maharaj Facebook page and also, you know, like that page as well. So, Brij, I'm just going to delve a bit back into the cars. We have seen in Trinidad that shift, as you say. We've seen cars are more safe and stuff like that. What would you say for someone looking into this as a heritage? Because as these cars get older, the cars on our nation roads actually get older too. They're also classics when they get. Is it something that you tell people consider, or is it a very difficult task to achieve?
No, I think people should try to preserve what they have, and for future. Yeah.
So hopefully the museum later down in the next 20 years we might see the Cortinas, the
Of course. We're not sure we could see anything.
Yes.
We might even see a Tita one of these days. Yeah.
So all you Tita drivers, just, you know, in the next 20, 30 years we might be coming here to see a Tita in a fine, restored, pristine, in its glory.
Yeah. When you come here, we take you back to our era. We could take you back to the 8-track era, and all those items we had was purchased around the same time with the cars and whatnot. We used to use it.
Yes.
And we kept those stuff, so you could actually get taken back to the era with the same music from the era and almost the tools, everything from that era.
Being able to, as Brij said just now, go back into that era and enjoy and see and get that sense of feeling as to, you know, that era that we would have, well, not us, but more like our parents, grandparents would have lived, and kind of sit in that same space with them. But do you think that there's appreciation for history as Trinidadians, like, you know, for instance, how we can come here and be able to see what long ago used to be?
Yeah, there is an appreciation, but I still feel it could have more appreciation for antique and heritage stuff.
So guys, again, we are here at Brij Maharaj Automobile and Heritage Museum, and we're just going to take a sneak peek into another part of the museum. So we'll join with you shortly. Wow. It's, I mean, amazing. This is just another part of the museum.
Yes.
And the collection grows bigger and bigger every time I come here.
Yes.
So tell me what we seeing here. I mean, coming from this corner coming here, what we seeing here?
Here's a 1958 Ford Prefect.
So when you would have restored this?
We did this a few years back, probably about 10 years back maybe. We did the restoration work on it.
Wow. And this one here, this is what?
This is a 1951 Austin Devon, but this car was actually painted about 36 years ago.
I never had another paint job?
No, there's only one paint job was done on this from 1951.
And this one here is the Sprite. This is actually a car that I actually know coming in from seeing this in the movies. Because this was the first thing that attracted my attention. Give me a bit of a background with this one, where this one came from.
This is a 1958 Healy Sprite. I had bought this car in the early 70s. And I drove it around and I sold it. And I went back years after, I got it to buy back in a bad shape. And I bought it back and I restored it back to this.
Wow.
So this with me a long time now.
Like a baby.
Yeah.
And this big boy here is what?
This is a 56 Ford F100 truck. We restored this maybe about 10 years back maybe. Some years back we did this restoration.
And I'm sure this sounds like a beast, huh?
It is a beast.
Wow. So guys, if you're enjoying the content, I mean, I'm standing next to a Ford F100.
Yes.
And it's actually older than me. But you know, if you're loving this content, share, comment, love, like, and you know, continue supporting InspireTT as we come across Trinidad and Tobago, sharing the interesting stories of citizens of our own, just like Brij. And we are here at the Brij Maharaj Automobile Heritage Museum in Vista Bella. What was the story behind this piece? Because it actually stood out to me when we walked into this part of the museum.
Yeah, it's a 1957 Series 1 Land Rover. This had belonged to a friend of mine. And after he passed, I took it from his mom and restored it back in memory of him. It was in pretty bad shape, but we got it back how we wanted it.
So not just you have the cars, but one thing that would have stand out here is some of the receipts that you have here from a particular time. I mean, tell me what we are seeing here.
Okay, this is a collection of receipts from stores in San Fernando. The old stores in San Fernando from probably they're dated maybe, some of these probably over 100 years old come up.
So guys, as we continue going along in the museum, as I said, it's not just about automobiles, but there's a bit of heritage here as well. And once we go forward here, you will see some stuff from yesteryear. And tell me what we are seeing here, Brij.
Well, this is some old bottles and stuff that we had in the family mainly, and some of my collection. This is an old fisherman scale here. Old tools we used to use. A couple of the tools was donated by friends.
And this bike here, what was the story behind this bicycle?
This is what I call a high wheeler, or a penny farthing.
It's rideable?
It's rideable.
Do you ride it?
I could ride it, but I don't think I want to ride it now. If you were, you can take a ride in it now.
We'll try that one off camera.
Yeah.
There's one more piece that is actually interested that I want to take a look at, but I want people to look at it and question, what is this?
This is a Columbia barber chair. It was made in around 1890. But in around 1956, I got my first haircut on this chair.
On this chair?
On this chair, this very chair.
Wow.
I had my first haircut in 1956, and I was fortunate to get back the chair. I inquired about it, and someone got it for me and brought it back to my place here, and we did the restoration on it. Oh. I even got from the same barber shop, which was Uncle's Barber Saloon. It was really an uncle of mine. I got all the tools, all the barber tools, probably the same scissors that cut my hair in 1956, it's there.
Wow, wow. So guys, I mean, it's just giving you a sneak peek of everything. We can't show everything because the show will go on forever. So, I mean, make your appointment. I mean, Brij Museum is actually online. You can make an appointment, make an appointment, and, you know, get to see this firsthand. And now, guys, I mean, I'm going to wrap the interview now, but, I mean, I'm so excited seeing stuff of yesterday and learning so much and putting a lot of pretext to what would have grown up hearing and have a sense of how it used to work, how it looked. So, second part of the interview, we're going to have Michael Ramsing as usual, but we're going to see him on the road enjoying one of these classics here, but we will have to flip a coin and see which one will be the best one suited for Michael. So, Brij, let's hit the road.
Let's go.
Welcome back to InspireTT. I'm here with Brij. We're taking a drive in. What kind of vehicle are we driving in, Brij?
We're driving a Pontiac.
Pontiac V8?
Yes, 1962.
We're in a 1962 vehicle. We're feeling the cool AC. We're taking a little drive in San Fernando. It's raining today. First question, Brij. You're into restoration too as well. How long does your restoration process normally take?
When we're doing a vehicle, we try to do it within 1 year.
1 year?
Yeah.
And where do you sort your parts?
Well, it's easy to source parts now. You could source it on the internet. You know, it have eBay and plenty other sites and plenty shops that sell parts now.
We're driving in one of our older vehicles. How old is this vehicle?
This vehicle is it's just about 60 years old.
Older than me.
Yeah. I wish I could have said the same.
Brij. Is it different driving one of the older vehicles to the modern vehicles, and in what way?
Well, to drive one of the older vehicles, I mean, even older than this, you must go back and drive like how they used to drive in that era. You know, you can't be rushing, and, you know, you just have to drive it kind of laid back and take your time.
So it's a cruise?
It's a cruise.
Why I say that, guys, is because I will be hoping to be driving this particular vehicle soon, and you'll see that soon if you continue watching the video. And talking about the video, if you like any content here on InspireTT, share at the bottom of the screen, go across to the Facebook page. There might be content that you didn't see before that you could engage with. We're trying to build our community, we're trying to build our tribe, and essentially it's to change the minds in Trinidad and Tobago and respect this country and respect this island. Back to you, Brij. What got you into actual car restoration and preserving these types of vehicles?
Well, initially, you know, I went to Mexico to work as an apprentice. And I spent worked there for 10 years. And after the 10 years, I opened my own business, automobile business. And with that, you know, I had everything to do restoration and whatnot. So it's something I like, and I just, you know, went after it.
What's the hardest stage in your restoration process for you as somebody who has restored so many vehicles?
Well, it's preparation. Preparation is always the hardest part. You know, you got to prepare and take out all that rust and whatnot. But yeah, you got to take out all that rust and, you know, bring it straight back down to metal and use the right primers and whatnot.
I see what you're talking about with the cruise.
Yeah.
What do you see when you're driving a vehicle like this and you see so much traffic like what we're seeing here in San Fernando? What do you normally feel when you see traffic like this?
Well, you just take your time and go through the traffic. Yeah.
And the vehicle is not as responsive as the modern vehicle, so you really do have to take your time.
Yes, you got to take your time.
As an individual, why have you gone into the direction of actually being a historian and capturing and recording and preserving these items, these vehicles?
Okay, you know, I did like older vehicles, but also, if you preserve it, people who didn't know about it could learn a lot eventually. So someone need to preserve. So I choose to preserve.
If you have some young people outside there watching the video and they wanting to get into car restoration and preserving vehicles, what do you tell them? What would be the first step?
Love it and go for it.
Follow your passion.
Yeah, follow your passion.
Guys, you heard that from Brij, that you need to follow your passion. We're here on InspireTT are trying to inspire others. Essentially, the name speaks for itself. Inspire others to be the change. You want to get into car restoration, go right ahead. You want to do something, start a new business, get into entrepreneurship, try it. You might fail. Have you ever failed at restoring any vehicles?
No, never.
Never fail.
No, you don't go into anything to fail. You must be positive.
So when you encounter obstacles, maybe you didn't get a part, something not lining up, what do you normally do?
Well, it got to work. We always come out on top. We always get it to work.
Is this a costly venture or business?
Yes. Lately, it get more costly now. Years ago, it wasn't that bad, but it's very expensive now to restore.
And is that because of the parts, the availability of the parts?
Yes. Apart from that, the parts in general get expensive now. Everything is just expensive.
Brij, what was normally the reaction when you're driving on the road in a vehicle like this? What's normally the reaction you get when people see you driving this vehicle?
Wow. Yeah, people do get excited for old vehicles. Old vehicles have something that attract people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, you would look at it and make remarks also. Good remarks.
With COVID-19 and we're not actually interacting socially and that kind of stuff, do you miss going to car shows or actually displaying your vehicles?
Well, we start back to display at the museum. So we have people still coming with the COVID protocols and whatnot. We still have people visiting here, our museum.
And how if somebody want to come and see some of your classic cars, how do they normally get in contact with you?
Or they could contact us by phone or Facebook. It don't matter. They could go to our Facebook page or through and message.
Have you been working on any particular projects during the COVID-19 that's been keeping you occupied?
Yes, we did 2 projects during the COVID-19. We restored a 1962 Austin Healey, and we did a Ford Pinto that we had a long time.
What would you tell young people out there who want to get into car restoration or even get into preserving our history? What would be your words of advice for them?
Well, you could go ahead and do it. It's something nice, something interesting, really. They would enjoy doing it. And the end result is where you get your rewards.
We're about to be in a position where I take over actually driving this big boy, the Pontiac. What should I do as a driver to acclimatize and actually be able to drive this vehicle?
Focus on the road.
Yeah, guys. If I'm on focus on the road, yes?
Yes, just focus on what you're doing. It's easy, very easy.
Okay. So next guys, you will see me actually taking over the driver's seat soon.
Yes, shortly.
So let's take a break. feel like I learned us today, boy.
Yeah, boy. It's easy.
Guys, welcome back to InspireTT. I'm learning to drive the Pontiac. Just to reiterate for anybody who not tuning in or now looking at the video, how old is this vehicle?
1962.
1962.
Is about 60 years old.
And the advice is just to take a chill drive.
Just to take a chill drive.
And as a driver, learn to listen to the vehicle.
Listen to the vehicle.
Yeah. All right. So, Otto, wish me luck. My turn.
Let's go.
Yeah. You have a name for this particular vehicle?
No name.
Another long time thing is you name your vehicle now. What's the next step?
Put in the gear, put your foot on the brakes, put in the gear.
My foot on the brakes.
Yeah,
put in the gear. Alright. Yes.
Right there.
Alright, so let me do that one over. Put in foot on the brakes, put in the gear.
No,
Right.
Put you're in low. Alright, you're good there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright guys. I'm gonna try to drive the Pontiac. And the hand signal. The vehicle, I feel like I'm driving a Royal Lion here, boy. How do I'm doing the holding the steering wheel wrong, Brij?
No, you're doing fine.
Okay.
You're doing a good job. Like you used to drive a car like this before.
I must be channeling my father. He had a Zephyr.
Yeah.
Yeah. God bless his soul. I'm going up the hill and I'm making a left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're averaging on the road with something like this, you're driving on the line or you're driving more to the left. Alright, Otto, we're going to try and turn the big boy. Oh God. That was wide. Thank God they don't have any cars on the road. So, Otto, I don't know if you've seen her head, right? I feeling like that learner in front of me, ne? Now learning to drive. Brij, if I doing anything wrong, you tell me, right? Because I really...
You're doing a good job.
Yeah, but how I get my cruise on like this?
No, you must. Don't put your hand outside.
Don't put your hand outside.
Yeah.
Alright.
Lock heavy. Take your time. Heavy all.
All already? Right. Clear the front.
Yes.
Right.
Watch out too.
Let's come out. Thank you, Brij, for allowing me to drive the
Welcome.
Pontiac.
Yes,
It was a very interesting feeling.
you did a good job too.
Thank you. Just as for you all the drivers out there, this vehicle is very different from the modern vehicles. I took your advice as we were driving along. The more relaxed I got, it was a better drive. Yes.
Yes.
I had a few little issues with the corners, but we worked it out in the end.
Yes. You did well.
Thank you, Brij, for coming on here on InspireTT. Thank you, Otto, for shooting this segment here to allow me to be able to come in front of camera. To you guys out there, if you see the video, share the video from the bottom of your screen. Go across to the InspireTT page. There might be new and interesting content that you didn't see before. Just like we were trying to highlight Brij and his work that he's doing with these classic cars. There are interesting stories on that page that you probably didn't see before that could be the change that we want to see here in Trinidad and Tobago. Thanks once again, Brij, for being here. Thank you guys for looking at the InspireTT content and take care from us. Until the next time.